All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. We're going to be looking at 5 potential free agent options the Vikings could look at to sign. We need a running back, right?
We need a running back, and yeah, we're going to start hitting those free agent options very hard and heavy. And if you want to hit your manly parts, whether it needs to be trimmed up, maybe just stinks, use some Happy Nuts. The sponsor of today's video, Lumberjack. We're going to give away a Lumberjack here on this video. Hashtag Happy Nuts. Drop it in the comments for your chance to win the Lumberjack. This thing is fantastic. Not just your pubes, any hair on your body, it'll take care of.
I don't like when you say pubes. It creeps me out. It creeps me out. But yes, put hashtag Happy Nuts in the comments. Just pubes. This video, we're giving that thing away. So put it down in the comments. Let's look at some running backs that maybe need to trim themselves up a little bit. Vikings, Madison, Ty Chandler. No, we need a running back. And you know what? The Vikings could actually go out and spend some money on some running backs here.
And they've been linked to some high-profile names. Maybe we'll mention a couple of those in this video. I'm not going to give away any spoilers, though.
Yeah, like it or not, we have. I mean, when you look at some of these articles, best fits, there's some big names going for the Vikings. And if we get a rookie quarterback, let's say a J.J. McCarthy, we're not going to be able to have Ty Chandler back there or Alexander. They're going to have a hell of a running back there to help compensate that rookie.
Lighten the load, as they say.
All right, lighten the load. Let's go to one option here. Let's go to DeAndre freaking Swift.
Yeah, the Vikings should be very familiar with him because he tore us a new asshole week 2 this year, gaining about 8 to 9 yards a pop. The dude's faster than hell. He can catch the football, explosive running back. Is he going to get, he's not going to be a goal line kind of a back, but definitely a guy you can get the ball to a lot because he's explosive. We missed out Delvin Cook not being here last year. DeAndre Swift can bring that explosive element to the ground game for the Vikings.
Well, and the big question with him is was he that good, or is it just because that Philly offensive line was so damn good? I mean, Swift definitely had a resurgence this year, 1,000 yards plus, and looked fantastic. But how would he do against behind this offensive line? So, I mean, I think Swift to do fantastic. He can catch the ball well. He's probably going to make some decent money. I think they're averaging like $6 to $7 million a year as far as his projection. And just a spoiler alert, a lot of these guys in this list are not going to be cheap. But Swift would come in day one, RB1. Everyone else, you don't even need to be on the roster. He gets the ball every time.
Well, I don't know if he's I don't know if everybody else needs to leave the roster. You need to have someone else on the roster.
I'm just saying, like, he is the guy. He is the man. There's no reason to really look at it any other way. DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, number 5.
Number 4, not the sexiest of names, but I can't. This guy's only 24 years old still.
Yeah, and he's one of these guys coming off his rookie contract. These are the kind of guys Kwesi kind of targets and goes after in free agency. And it was kind of weird. He kind of just fell out of favor in Kansas City. He had the good rookie season. Then I think he had an injury or something was going on there with him. I think he was hurt. And then Pacheco kind of rose and took over that job. So Clyde EdwardsAir, a guy I think still has some tread in the tires and some upside. So this is kind of intriguing one.
Yeah, he's got a ton of tread on the tires. That's why I like this one. And in Kansas City, I mean, they'd run it with whoever. Jerick McKinnon's getting the ball, like you said. Pacheco, I mean, they'd throw it. So it was all over the place, and I think he could be very cheap. I even looked up what his projection would be as far as salaries. He wasn't even important enough that anybody projected his salary. So I think he would be damn cheap. I think this is a dude that would be like a 1-year prove-it deal because he's still young enough to get another bag. And to come to a team like the Vikings, be a good fit. I don't know if he's that number 1 guy. Like, if you sign Swift, you can just cut everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do it with Hilaire, but you got Ty Chandler. He can take some carries.
All right, let's go to another one. Devin Singletary, the Houston Texan. Leading rusher, Houston Texan.
Formerly of the Buffalo Bills, Devin Singletary. This, to me, is more of a kind of a meat and potatoes one. Not really sexy, not super exciting, not explosive back, but a guy who can do the dirty work. He can grind her out, get a ton of carries a game. I think he's also a decent pass catcher. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but Singletary, maybe not the sexiest name on this list, but a guy he has been linked to the Vikings, numerous sources. So again, wouldn't be like, holy shit, like kind of when we got Chester Taylor. For anybody old enough to still remember that, it was like, you got Chester Taylor. But then you love him after like the fourth game.
I'm gonna one up you on the oldness. I think more like Barry Word when the Vikings signed Barry Word in like 1993. He was this guy that's I don't think he was ever a 1,000-yard rusher, but he always did it. And same with Singletary. It's like he already reached his ceiling. What he did with Buffalo, he pretty much did the same thing in Houston. It's not like he also exploded in Houston. And he probably would only get you like the 800, 900 yards. But he's good, and he's proven to be good. And he's not going to be that expensive either. His projection was $4 to $5 million a year, and that's probably where he should be at. And he's a guy that would come in and probably be a timeshare at the running back. You wouldn't be the only one getting the ball.
I think that's fine. That's fine.
Him and Ty Chandler would actually probably be a decent little mix there. Singletary's tough.
If he could find the holes where Alexander Madison couldn't, I think that'd be a huge plus for this running game.
Jesus, if anybody could do that. And he's, 26 years old. All right, let's go to the big boys. These last two are biggies, and we talked about Saquon Barkley. Barkley projected he's going to get like $12, $13 million a year. We all know how good he is. Who's going to sign him? And if he were to come here, that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah. Again, with the way the Vikings use the running game, I'd be shocked if they went ahead and spent this much money on a Saquon Barkley, but I would love it. I would love it. I have Saquon Barkley here as a Viking. It's just, I love when you go out and you get high profile guys and you bring them in, and he's still explosive. I mean, the dude as a pass catcher is dynamic, had some injuries last year that kind of slowed him down a little bit, but you give him a seam. If he makes one guy miss, he can take off and score. A little bit of Adrian Peterson to him in that regard. So Saquon Barkley would be fun. Again, I think it's still a little far-fetched, even though he has been linked to the Vikings.
He would catch 9,000 balls. He would have 9,000 receptions for like 48,000 yards, and he would put another 1,000 on the ground. This dude in our offense would be absolutely crazy. And I think it is far-fetched. This is probably a little crazy talk here, but man, we wouldn't even need a defense.
Yeah, we wouldn't. I guess
I'm just saying, like this dude on this team would be a perfect match. It's not going to happen, but it's good to dream. It's good.
It's fun to think about.
Just, I mean, what he did for the New York Giants on that horseshit team, man. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to the last one. King Henry. I think it was PFF put him as the PFF. I think so, as the Vikings as one of the best fits. He's 30 years old. But the man is still getting it done, and it doesn't matter who your quarterback is. It doesn't matter what your offensive line is. He's going to go out there and bust some shit up and get you 1,000 yards.
Well, that's the thing. Bust shit up. Like, he can bust through. Like, even if the Vikings offensive line isn't getting a push, Henry can still get yards because he's that damn strong. He's that damn powerful. Maybe when an average back's getting -2 yard loss, he's getting +3 because he can just grind and move the pile, and he can still get through there and take off and run. My fear with Henry is just, you see this with every single running back when they kind of hit that late 20s, early 30s, they go to a new team. Sometimes they just fall right off the freaking map. Look at Delvin Cook last year, went to the Jets. Boom, nothing. He just disappears. And that happens a lot with running backs. And I feel like Henry's probably approaching that. Could you get one good year out of him? Maybe, but I feel like that cliff is coming for him, and he's just going to just wither away to nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and they're saying it's going to be like a 2-year and still like $10 million a year. And for a 30-year-old running back, that is a little steep. But again, if it's a guy like J.J. McCarthy, if you got a rookie quarterback, I mean, who else would you want back there other than Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I mean, he can still take a majority of the workload. He can pound the ball over and over again, take a lot of pressure off a young quarterback. And don't forget, he's a master of the jump pass on the goal line.
Master of the jump pass, Derrick Henry. So those are our 5 free agent running backs out there. And really, I mean, if you're not going to get one of these guys, you might as well just stick with what you got and draft somebody.
Yeah. And there's, we'll talk about those draft prospects in about a month or two, but there's a lot of guys out there in this draft this year that I love.
Yeah, and there's other free agents, Gus Edwards, Austin Eckler's. I mean, there's a ton of those guys out there. But those are our 5. Let us know in the comments. And remember, put #HappyNuts for a chance for the trimmer Lumberjack.
Yep. For the Lumberjack, also links in the description for some other fantastic products. And remember this, Chuck Woolery, the legendary game show host and musician, is still alive.